All right, so I want to show something I think is helps to make the point of why card windows are so awesome. So this is a very simple solution. There's almost nothing in it. It has two fields in an untitled table, one for the text, the body of my document, one for the title. And I'm displaying the document right here. But I would like to use a rich text editor to write this document. So I'm going to click this button here and we're going to get a card window that pops over that's got a really nice HTML and JavaScript based rich text editor. This is actually the same one that is used by Medium. So I can write a nice document, right? Whatever I want to write here, document. And I can make a list, one thing. Oops. Let's do that again. One thing, two things, and how about a link, right? So we can make a link to whatever site we want, right? So we can make a link to our website, baseinteractive.com. So we've got this nice text editor. And there's more options we can add up here, but I think this makes the case for why this is cool. And let's just save it. And there it is. It's now back here. Now, I don't have the same styles in this document as I do in the editor, but I certainly could do that. And I certainly could have better styles to display however I want this document to display. This link actually works. I'm opening up the website here over in this browser. So there, that is working. We can edit these again. They come back. I can add, something bold and maybe italic too. Let's make it italic, right? So italic, and how about something else that's underlined? So we got all that, right? So we can save it. So that all works. Now, so interestingly, this editor, the way I have it configured, you can do it a couple different ways. You can, if whatever the size of the preview screen, you can have this pop right on top of it. So you get that nice, really nice effect. Or if you want to go full screen, you can actually go full screen on that, and now it takes up the entire window. Now note again that this is completely within this window. It appears as though this is part of this solution. There's really nothing that gives anything away. But the window, the layout that you're actually seeing here comes from a different file called widgets. And it is within this file that we have a completely decoupled from the rest of our schema or anything else, an HTML editor defined very, very simply. This really did not take a lot of work to get this to work. And yet this is completely decoupled, and all of the widgets that we define in this file can just be passed around from solution to solution, and they will work quite easily. So what you do is you're just passing in some data. So we're setting in the data that we want to send, which is the original content, and then we're sending in the window position that we want that card window to show up in. And so that is the one that's in place. And if we do full screen, we're doing the same thing. We're just basically getting window top 0, left 0, and the width of the content of the window. So it's really, really easy to use. You're just calling a couple scripts in the other file, and in fact, if somebody wanted to, they could sell commercial widgets that the file could be locked, it could be unused, unopenable, or editable. But yet, if you set the security privileges right, you would still be able to pull these card windows in and have them work. So I think this is a pretty nifty explanation of why card windows, and especially card windows that are defined in another file, are extremely powerful and radically shift the way you might design solutions in FileMaker, and also just the different kinds of things you might include. I mean, an HTML editor is really easy to do this way. Much more difficult if you had to embed all of the stuff into the solution and deal with all that. But you don't. Everything is defined within this widgets file, and this file, the solutions file, really knows nothing about that widget that's being called up. It just is able to use it and get back the results. So for the first time, we have card windows, or we have layout modules. You can almost think of them as, and it's really pretty impressive. Of course, this is just a text editor. You could do pretty much any HTML, JavaScript widget, even native FileMaker widgets. There's all kinds of widgets you could define as layouts that could live in a separate file, and you could call from any layout or any file with any layout in your solution. So that's really about it. Thanks. Bye-bye.